You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering, people are dying, entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction.
That's teen climate activist Greta Thunberg shaming world leaders at the United Nations for inaction on climate change. She's garnering a great deal of attention for that scathing speech, but there has already been concern in the media about using child activists. A New York Times piece says climate change is scaring kids. Here's how to talk to them. A Washington Examiner opinion piece saying this Greta Thunberg thing is child abuse. Let's bring in Fox News contributors Doug Schoen and Mark Thiessen. Gentlemen, great to have you.
Good to be with you, Mike.
Mark, are adults being unfair to children like Greta?
Yeah, they're terrifying them. I mean, look, the reality is you've got people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez saying the world's going to end in 12 years. And if you're an impressionable child, that's terrifying to hear that from responsible adults. What responsible adults ought to be saying to kids is it's going to be all right. The world is not going to end. Climate change is a real problem, and we're going to address it. But the way we're going to address it is through capitalism and through free enterprise, which is creating the technology that will allow us to reduce carbon emissions. And guess what? America is the strongest free enterprise system in the world. Our emissions are going down, and the world's going to be okay.
Doug, some are asking, where are the parents?
Well, I'm asking, where's the United States? Why don't we re-engage with the Paris Accords? Why don't we press the Chinese to do the same? I think Mark's right. We don't want to scare kids, but there were millions of kids all over the world protesting. We can't just call that a massive case of child abuse. There's a serious problem with carbon emissions, global warming, and we should deal with it as responsible people, responsible grown-ups, and let kids be kids and protest. We have a history in this country of children, young adults, acting as activists. I remember I got involved in the anti-Vietnam War protests. I'm as proud now of that as I was then.
The Washington Examiner reports Greta began suffering from depression as a child, by her own admission, in part because she learned about climate change at age 8. Is that what happens when children are told the world is going to end, Mark?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, this I agree with Doug that we've got to address climate change. But one, we should not be telling children that the world's going to end. That's what's terrifying them. They're being manipulated and indoctrinated by these adult climate activists who are telling them things that are simply not true. And second of all, the solution isn't to join the Paris Climate Accord. It isn't government. The solution is more free enterprise. You know, it's a fascinating fact. The Brookings Institution, a liberal think tank, pointed out that last September, for the first time in 10,000 years of human history, the majority of the world was either middle class or rich. The first time, and every time before that, it had been the majority were poor or on the verge of poverty. And the reason for that is capitalism. It's free enterprise. It's the expansion of the free enterprise system produced by cheap energy, which produces cheap food, cheap transportation, and gives people a chance to lift out of poverty. These people want to impose socialism, which is not only going to not solve the climate problem, it's going to decimate our ability to mitigate climate change, and it's also going to consign billions of people to poverty. So the solution they're pushing for is the exact opposite of what we should be doing.
From the New York Times, psychologists say the way parents and teachers talk about climate change with children has an effect on their young psyches. What about that, Doug?
I think that's undeniably true. But to Mark, we need state action on a multilateral basis to deal with climate, all the while committing ourselves to free market capitalism. It's not a choice of capitalism versus socialism.
Sure
it's acting responsibly as government officials, as adults, and as responsible people dealing with a climate that is warming and air pollution, water pollution, and threats to our ecosystem.
I was just in D.C. today when all these people shut down the entire city, and they're all chanting that capitalism is the problem. The Democrats in Congress are proposing.
That's not how I see it, Mark.
I know that's not how you see it, but that's what I'm saying. The climate radicals see it. I know you're not a climate radical, but
sir.
I mean the Democrats are pushing the Green New Deal, which is $100 trillion in socialism.
Me.
All right, gentlemen,
all
we'll
right,
have to slug
good.
it out off air. Mark Thiessen, Doug Schoen, gentlemen,
Thank you.
thanks a lot.